Hi Aries, if you want to come on in, have a seat. Here's your ink blot made in your name and essence in the spirit of April, though it's timeless if you want to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Arians, thank you so much for holding space for me to share my insights, for being my muse, and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. We'll scry your ink blot and add on tarot and oracle along the way. See what stands out. If you want to take a moment with me, Arians, let's release the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Let's go. Arians. I'm hearing that song. I don't know who it's by. When the Roses Bloom Again. That is not the tune, and I apologize. But I think the point is when the roses bloom again. Whether it's in regards to love or something about the romance with reality, right? The dance. And it almost feels like there's a garden coming about and things are being worked through. Like it feels really nice, Arians. But that's not without acknowledging or honoring any sacrifices or nightmares, quite specifically. So I feel like my feet of the Aryan feet have like curled up from some things, and I am seeing the blades of grass like claw marks of like bear, or you know what I mean, like something, if you were to see scratches or anything like that. Also, like in the spirit world, if you get like scratches, you know what they say, like, oh, they've like marked you. I feel like these have all been healed or healing, and they're in a higher heart of healing. They're no longer deep rooted. It's like I'm seeing fresh grass, like your soul or higher self or spirit, whatever you want to call it, has sprinkled like fertilizer, frequency fertilizer, or a seed or turf builder, wherever these, if you felt marked, or maybe you're having bad luck. I don't want to say bad luck, but you know what I'm saying. Having a rough go at love, you know, your career, job, this, that, or the other. The work's been done. I'm seeing light moths. They're in and around the hip, quad area, like the IT band. And, you know, like if I'm seeing the IT band, it's like they've been in one respect, Arians, it's as though like moths to a sweater, right? They've been eating holes in it, and now there's other ways that are like they were feeding off you for something. People, places, or things, if that makes sense. Perhaps even in your own psychology or in your own senses, in your own mindscape, dreamscape as well, because of the whole nightmare situation. Something was like eating holes. And for whatever reason, it's on that sideline of the body. Like it wasn't something coming towards you, and it wasn't necessarily something directly in the past that you could pick out, but it's like somehow something was coming together in the anyway. But something's being transformed. So I will share this with you. Like the moth heads are turning light. So if you feel like it's not like it's like just about there, like that's the feeling. And it's not in this, oh, just over the mountain, or, oh, you're almost at the top. It's happening. It's working. You're doing it. Keep doing it. The entanglement I'm getting in this sacrificial sleep state, I know, see, my words get funny about it. Something that was happening in the sleep state or subconscious. The complications, or, oh, I don't know. It feels when I dig into this area, like I'm right in about here, I feel like I've been see this right here? It's funny, Arians, like this feels so good, but for some reason I'm being asked to acknowledge maybe what you've been through, what you're going through, and credit to you, like, or maybe a little pat on the back from a version of you to this version of you, from spirit, whoever you want. Okay, so anyway, there's two ways I'm seeing this, and I don't mean to move on, but from your credit. Because whatever you're doing, I feel like is profound, and at the same time, you're pursuing it in very paralleling ways to this reality, right? Like this very direct, dense reality. Okay, so this one version that I'm seeing is, you know how in horror movies, when something gets caught up in a web, like Stranger Things or something like that, or, you know, we can even go back, but that's just what quickly stepped forward. But it does help me make sense of the whole subconscious upside down. And the creature or whatever creates like a netting or a womb around you. And like you're caught. That's how I'm seeing that. But just like the moth, like something was like kind of making holes, maybe in your aura. And this was like really close to you. So this wasn't, you know, it's not hanging out here. It's right here. And then I just heard it's like keeping your enemies or your friends close and your enemies even closer. So these could be things in your memory bank, this, that, or the other. Not my concern. Okay. So when I see like a predator in the prey, in that spider webbing or whatever goo it is, that's how it kind of feels when I'm in this chaos of this brawl in here. Like I can even see how I don't know if it comes through in the camera, like some of the red is behind the black ink. It was complicated. I don't know why. It could even be like unknitting karmic ties to concepts I considered for one reason or another. For one reason or another. Arians, when I come back to the predator and prey thing, I see it in the other rabbit hole, like the moth that's dissipating, that through this marked scratches of sorts that are in the higher healing, they're also transforming as like utilizing that state to also transform like a cocoon. And in the cocoon, I'm going to come out. And it's interesting. I want to say like a butterfly. Okay, so we'll just say that for simplicity's sake, and also because sometimes that's where the profound prophecy is in the simplicity. But really I'm seeing it like an owl. So this butterfly is coming out with the wisdom of an owl because it cocooned and took the predator and prey situation to its advantage. Whatever these moth things were at the side, there's like a smaller, I'm going to be honest with you, it looks like a, hold on, let me get another line of sight here. I'm seeing someone like having a temper tantrum. I don't know if it's from when you were a child or it's your inner child or this ongoing, beautiful, youthful part of you that just sometimes has a temper tantrum and needs to release very charged energy. I want to say emotion, so emotion could absolutely be involved in there. But it's like the emotions and the energies, the magnetism and the electricity. And first, let's just say they're in my hands and it's building and building and building and building and building, and then I'm done. Or I need to release it. And I happen to release it in some sort of temper tantrum. And I'm not saying necessarily this temper tantrum is kicking and screaming, but I am kind of seeing it in that way, shape, or form. But I feel like there's a temperance coming through in your temper tantrums. Like you're able to like take your own temperature so that versions of your temper tantrums happen in a way that you not are in control of and can like manhandle, but can navigate them to really get to what it is that you want, because you know, like Arians know the profound reason that I'm feeling this way or what's going on. Something is simple. Something is simple. That's how I'm feeling, Arians. Okay. I'm going to start adding on some tarot and oracle. We're here for the Aryan Collective. Thank you. No, we're going back there. Okay. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for being my muse. Your energy and aura is always awesome to explore. And we will reverse it for later on in April for an alternative perspective. See what's going on. So feel free to comment below if this resonates or if you're inspired to see your own things. And thank you to all those who donate and buy me coffee, PayPal. We are here for the Arians. This owl butterfly also has emotional eyes, like painted on, like I'm seeing some sort of makeup. This card of hyena, it says fear way down there, but that's not how I'm reading it. How I'm reading it is the artistry from like this nightmare to daylight, subcon to con, call it whatever you want. You do you. The wisdom is already at work within you. I want to say the makeup is like I'm seeing I, as Steph, want to say raccoon, but it's not actually what I'm being led to receive. There's a play. Like a play, not a movie, like a TV, like play. Oh, cats. My goodness, cats. And you know how cats have all these different markings? Again, these markings are coming up for me. I don't personally know, having cats, but what different markings may mean, like a map. But there's something about that. It's like your transformation is coming through with these markings around the eyes so that you remember. Now what's on the bottom? Raven news. You've received messages through these sacrificial sleeps. That already came out, the hyena. Thank you. We looked at that. Peregrine falcon came through to support. Again, look at all that sun. And ironically, how I'm seeing this in this way, the falcon is the dark, embodies the dark. And I want to insert right there. That's where I want to insert this card. Whew, Arians. Okay, this card came face down, so it's unseen or unknown, perhaps also lurking around that subconscious state. And it's Beauty Swan. And see how she's blindfolded? I'm trying not to give you the finger, but I feel like that maybe that's something. See, and I want to insert swan in here. I almost want to say, Arians, like your willingness to go into your own underworld, your upside down, because it may not be from just this lifetime. Again, something about complicated karma. Maybe you were Eving. That's fun. That's mixing a lot of words together. So the way I'm seeing is, if I was wearing a sweater, like, well, I am now, but it's one of those knitted or wool sweaters. For some reason, that keeps coming up too. So when I just acknowledged that, I heard softness. You know, like a nice wool sweater or whatever those fleecy sweaters are. Anyway, just a softness within you. in the Aryan collective. And maybe that softness is coming about as a super strength applied to the self first, and then it's shared externally. Anyway, so I was seeing the sweater, and that's fun. So I'm also seeing a rug that my girlfriend gave me, and she's an Aries. And it's one of those rugs that I don't know if it's called like a t-shirt rug or something like that, but it's all these different pieces of fabric, all these different collection of things, and then it's like tied together. So it looks like a rag rug, but I don't think that's actually what it's called. But it's like a mixed media mat, and there's all these different pieces in it, and it's just like that sweater where you might be wearing the sweater, but then like things get tied into it, branches from where you've been, and there's burrs, and there's like little sticks and foliage, and it's like in those karmic complications, you're like, oh, that was from like so long ago, But I feel like you're wearing the sweater and picking things out, but when I see the t-shirt rug or whatever this mixed medium rug kind of is, when I see it all, I'm like, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I can appreciate it. I'm being drawn up here, like in this aspect of the ink blot. So I'm going to take a moment here. I'm seeing Snoopy and yeah, that's Snoopy. And if I was looking at a skeleton of the spine, I'm seeing the bones of that. Does that make sense? Like, well-being is on the bottom. That's beautiful. Well-being and new beginnings, happiness, finding. Oh my goodness. Arians, like that was like an amazing thing. Give me 2 shakes here. Oh, I love it. Arians. What is it? There's like a hip hop song from when I was younger. Oh, is it the Wu-Tang Clan? There's something about jumping. It's not crisscross, make you want to jump, though that's what I hear. It's actually another song. I think it's by the Wu-Tang Clan. It's something positive anyway. Anyway, if I remember it, I'll link it below or comment on it. Or maybe if if there's like a Wu-Tang song. Okay. Arians, when I was landing up here, the well-being came through, and I want to place it in this cloud. Right there-ish, okay? This is what I feel like your owl eyes or cat eyes are set on, is the well-being of your world. Because I said something in the beginning about reality. I can't remember the terminology. It's well gone by now. But it's a being that has light in it. And there is a lady down there, but it's like basking in your own beauty, swan, that maybe you don't see. The new beginnings bring me into, if the light will shine in, like I'm right in this world right here. So it's almost like I'm going off the charts. This is in whatever channel you are working in. Personal, professional, corporate, creative, home, money, job. Those are all yours. Of course, if you're new to me, that you're going to manifest through or work through, right? The currencies. Happiness and finding this well-being of new beginning. And when I say new beginning, it's not because there's a sloughing off of the old one. This is in honor of like picking sticks and stones and glue. I don't know what it is, and perhaps you know that. You can understand that. Thank you. So the finding part, when I was talking about those moths, like right here, I want to insert finding. And ironically, there's butterflies up there. Remember we were talking about that predator and prey? Yes. Secretly, whether you were in this cocoon or womb or whatever, predator, prey, yada, yada, yada. You were doing something and handing a yellow flower, specifically a yellow flower, to whatever these moths are in your mind, in other mans, and other humans, and other aspects. And you were applying and are applying forgiveness, waterfall, letting it flow, letting it flow. And this is all bringing about a particular happiness. And that happiness transforms once again. And it's in, if I can do it, well, kind of, the transformation of the way you see things to be happy. Something about, again, like the mind, the way I'm perceiving things. And this isn't like in a positive, like, oh, I'm just going to be positive, and sometimes, that can lead to like doormatistry or something like that. This is about, I'm seeing it this way because it's not all mine to, to tie into my reality, into my world. What was mine, or what is, mine, I'm untangling all this because there's been sacrifices, there's been hurt and heartache, but then I'm seeing the same curls that were in the feet, like anything that you kind of curled into. When I see it in the arms, it's like a wrought iron gate, and it's like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to battle myself, I'm going to defeat my own demons. And I'm going to say that specifically because of those claw marks. Now, whether or not you believe in the spirit marking you or not, but it is a symbol that's pretty much well known, and that's what I'm going to utilize it as. That spine thing with the Snoopy is like a staff of some sort. This is what it feels like if I'm right here, like this face of you and this face of you. What's interesting? It's like your dark side, shadow side, call it what you will, met the devil inside, the devil inside, devil inside, devil inside. And you are coming out. I don't know where you're coming out to. Maybe that's for later in April or another time, but this is what it's been for. The well-being, like I can see a whole other landscape starting to step forward, to present itself. Maybe because you're willing to perceive it and believe it. Okay, Aries, I'm going to let you go. Thank you again so much for your awesome attention and awareness. And until next time, thanks.